Okay, so we're going to answer this question before us. Let's give it a read. So it says that we need to find the equation of a circle which passes through these points here. Okay, the first thing we're going to do, and you don't have to do this, but I find it very helpful just to draw a bit of a sketch for yourself. So here we've got a y-intercept of 2. Here we've got an x-intercept of 2. And here we've got an x-intercept of -4. Whoops, if this wants to work for me, -4. So that means, we're going to get a graph that looks something along the lines of this. It's going through there. Well, that is one ugly circle. Okay, it's going to look something like that. That is hideous. It's going to look something like that. Now, we know also the general form of a circle is this: x minus a squared plus y minus b squared is equal to some r squared value. Okay, what can we figure out immediately? Well, the fact is that I've been given these x-intercepts here. Tells me I can find the center of this thing. To find the center, all I do is I go -4 plus 2 over 2, which is going to be -2 on 2, which will be -1. This here will be -1. So that means I can come over here and I can already make a replacement. I can say that what we're dealing with is x plus 1 squared plus y minus b squared is equal to r squared. So I'm putting a -1 into there to get that. So as you can see, once you put a negative in, it becomes a positive. And also that makes sense because it's the way this works is you take the opposite of the sign. So this means you're moving a 1 to the left. Okay, how can I now find what the center is in terms of the y value? Now, what you're going to have to do is create simultaneous equations. So we're going to create simultaneous equations. To do that, we're going to sub, and I'll do this in 2 different colors just to make this abundantly clear. Sub in 0, 2. So if I sub in 0, 2, that means I'm going to put a 0 into that spot. I'm going to put a 2 into my y spot. And into my r spot, I don't know what that is, so we'll leave it as r squared. This is going to end up being 1 plus 2 minus b squared is equal to r squared. This is going to be equation number 1. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to take this point. Now I'm going to sub in 2, 0 and create another simultaneous equation. Okay, so that's going to be 2 plus 1 squared plus 0 minus b squared is equal to r squared. This will become 3 squared is 9 plus b squared, because remember negative b squared is just positive b squared, is equal to r squared. That is my second equation. Now what I can do is I can say let 1 equal 2. Now, I am equating them there, and what I'm really saying is, do you see how I've got r squared and r squared? So I can just set them equal to each other because r squared is this and r squared is that. So that means I'm just going 1 plus 2 minus b squared is equal to 9 plus b squared. Now we're just rearranging to solve for b. Okay, so that means, what can I do here? I can, let me expand this out. 1 plus 4 minus 4b plus b squared is equal to 9 plus b squared. 5 minus 4b. Now, this b squared will go away with that b squared. So 5 from that minus 4b is equal to 9. Negative 4b is equal to 4. Therefore, b is going to be equal to -1. Okay, so that means what I can say now is that this b here is -1. So that means, if we kind of just think over here for a second, I'm going to end up with x plus 1 squared plus y plus 1, because when I put a negative into that, a negative makes a positive. And now I need to figure out what r squared is. So I'm nearly done. To figure out what r squared is going to be, I can just sub in another point again. So, it can be a point that we've already used. We can sub in 0, 2 here again. Sub in 0, 2. So that means I put a 0 into my x spot here, 0 plus 1 squared. I put a 2 into my y spot. r squared. This is going to be 1 plus 9 is equal to r squared. That means 10 is equal to r squared. I'm ready for my answer now. X plus 1 squared plus y plus 1 squared is equal to 10. And that's it, because r squared is equal to 10, so I don't have to square root anything or anything, because I'm just replacing that there. There is our answer. X plus 1 squared plus y minus plus 1 squared is equal to 10. Just like that, we're all done. Hopefully you found this useful. A bit of simultaneous equations. Never hurt anyone, but a good skill to have. All right, see you later.